Okay. All right, so today our topic is accessing online professional development. These will be resources for out-of-school time programs, and it's presented by the Iowa Afterschool Alliance. So again, thank you for joining today. So the Iowa Afterschool Alliance is here for you any time of the year, but of course we're especially here for you now. So this page has our contact information. We are a 3-person team at the Iowa Afterschool Alliance. Brittany Samuelson is our Iowa Afterschool Alliance project lead. I have her contact information here, and we'll be sharing this website this webinar online when things are done. We also took it a step further and we listed out our cell phones. So if you need to get a hold of us by phone, as we're all doing work from home, those are on here too. My contact information and cell phone is listed here, and then Emily Harris is one of our newest members of the Iowa Afterschool Alliance. She's our policy lead, and she can be reached at that information as well. We also wanted to make you aware that the Iowa Afterschool Alliance has put together a survey link as we look to respond to how COVID-19 is affecting your site. This can be accessed through the SurveyMonkey link that's on your screen. And again, the information will be shared after the webinar is complete. If you've not done so, please take a few minutes to answer that survey, as it just really helps us as a group to be able to respond to more immediate needs and provide the support that everybody is looking for. So today's webinar is going to be addressing some guidance for professional development for out-of-school time programs. So if you are a 21st century site, we will be referencing established guidelines for existing programs today. If you are not a 21st century site, you may have rules or policies or procedures. So I would just encourage you to connect with your HR department, actually the same for your 21st century site as well, so that you can be sure that online professional development, that you have policies or procedures and you're following those to make the most of your experience with your staff. So today I'm going to be addressing 3 primary sources of online professional development, and then I'll also be providing some additional resources that can be accessed through a web-based platform. So we'll be talking about the following websites. We're talking about iowa21cclc.com, which is the Iowa 21st Century Program website. It's managed by the Iowa Afterschool Alliance, and it's supported by the Iowa Department of Education. We'll be talking about the iowaafterschoolalliance.org website, which is the official website of the Iowa Afterschool Alliance and is supported in part by the Mott Foundation. And then we'll also be talking about y4y.ed.gov, which is U for Youth, which is a contracted provider of the Federal Department of Education. It's a free service for all out-of-school time programs. So that's where our focus will be. I'll be introducing you to these websites. I'll be showing you where and how you can access professional development on those sites today. And again, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to use your chat box or raise your hand, and I'll be happy to address those as we go. One thing of note, Brittany had received an email the other day and wanted me to incorporate that into this training website. The 2020 National Service Learning Conference is actually hosting an online platform that may be of interest to you. Now, this is coming up pretty quickly. This is taking place April 16th and 17th. It's going to feature 12 hours of educational sessions, virtual exhibitors, a service project you can do from home. There's also an option for younger people to participate in this. So to access this, you'll see that we have the link here. You can certainly click on that and find out more, but this might be a wonderful opportunity for you to be able to share with your staff to do at home. And at this point, Brittany, if you have anything else that you would like to add about this specific thing, and I see you actually did type into the chat box, it is a free professional development online opportunity. Please feel free to use the chat to do so, Brittany. Thank you for that. Okay, so diving in, we're going to start with Iowa 21 CCLC's website, and here's a screenshot of what that website looks like. So my hope is that you're all familiar with this and that you've visited this page multiple times. The place that we're going to focus on today is this professional development tab, which is highlighted over here in red. And you'll see that when you click on that tab, it gives you several options. And actually, since I've developed this, this presentation, there's actually another option on here as well. So here's where you can find out about the Impact After School Conference, the Summer and Fall Institutes, any upcoming trainings that might be of interest, best practice webinars, and our newest addition to this is we also will have the notes from any of the directors' meetings and calls that are occurring, especially during this very strange time right now. So when you visit this website, click on that link, and you'll see here that we have a list of upcoming best practice webinars. Now, one thing that will be changing with this initial part up here with the dates is that the Iowa Afterschool Alliance is committed to providing bi-monthly best practice webinars now for you to access from home for the rest of the school year. So you'll note that when you visit the website, it will list today's meeting on April 14th as well as the 28th. We'll also be having a webinar on May 12th, the 26th, and then I'm not coming up with that June date quick enough to be able to tell you that. There is a link, there is a link to access these through Adobe Connect. We have actually made the executive decision that we're going to move towards a Zoom platform for these because Zoom is just a little bit more user-friendly. So those links will be sent out through a calendar invitation that will be sent from my email. And please feel free to share with whoever, wherever, however you'd like. Cassie says she loves Zoom, and we do too, so thank you. Okay, so in addition to knowing when and where these webinars are going to be taking place, you can also access recorded webinars on this website. And again, this is where you might be able to provide some individual site guidance. If there are staff who are wanting to collect some professional development online hours, you might give them some guidance regarding recorded webinars, but this is a great place to be able to access these. So for example, on March 31st, if you missed it, Emily, our newest member of the Alliance, did a wonderful presentation on how to best use social media to promote the work that you're all doing during out of school time. You can see on the screen, there's a link to the PowerPoint she put together, and then there's also the recording that you can download and listen to. February's meeting was the STEM Scale Up program. Some of the information that was shared in that meeting may be a little bit outdated now because we did have some deadlines connected to that grant, but I think you'll be able to find multiple webinars that are still applicable in that particular site. You can also find archived webinars. Typically on our professional development page, we leave those webinars on for a shorter amount of time, typically within the fiscal year or maybe a little bit longer past that. If you're looking for a webinar that maybe was recorded a couple of years ago, you can go to the Resources tab over here, highlighted in red, and then there's an opportunity to search the resource database. And when you click on these different categories, you'll be able to see if these are PowerPoints, PDF documents, links to other sites, and so on and so forth. We really take a lot of pride in this website, so if at any time you find something that maybe just isn't quite right or something that isn't working, it's always wonderful to be able to reach out to us so that we can make those corrections. So we appreciate your help with that. So as I mentioned, we do have upcoming webinars that will be happening bi-monthly through the month of May, and we may even extend that into June dependent upon anything that maybe comes up with announcements in the near future. So you'll see that April 14th, we have Accessing Online Professional Development. On April 28th, and the title of this might change slightly, but the topic for April 28th will be on outdoor classrooms and making the most of outdoor learning experiences. We have yet to determine our May topics, so if there's something of interest, maybe it comes up today or it comes up just in your world and you want to email us, we're happy to put together some professional development centered around those things. And rest assured, Brittany and Emily and I have lots of ideas too, so, but again, we want to be able to accommodate you as best we can. Again, those will be done through the Zoom platform, and I'll be sending out those calendar invites. I'll try to send the invitation the week before. So, and again, please let us know what areas of interest you have. The next website I'd like to talk about is Iowa Afterschool Alliance's website, which is iowaafterschoolalliance.org. And this, on the left side of your screen, is what our homepage looks like. Again, it's a very cool website, very interactive. Please, if you've not visited it, take some time to do some exploration of that website. Again, lots of great stuff on there. But the tab that I'm talking specifically about for today's training is this highlighted blue trainings and events. And again, you'll see some of the information is similar to the 21cclc.com website, but we also have additional information there as well. Julie says the website is great. Thank you, Julie. Okay. And Brittany says thank you. Okay, so this next page is a list of the professional development offerings. This is actually in an Excel spreadsheet at this moment because, like many of you, we at the Iowa Afterschool Alliance are taking advantage of this kind of, I don't want to say downtime because it's still very busy, but we're taking advantage of this work from home opportunity to make sure that we really have the most current and updated information. So one thing that I have been working on is a resource audit.
Medical billing office. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. Please hold for the next available patient account representative. Thank you.
Okay. Sounds like we have somebody trying to make a call to a healthcare professional perhaps. So if you could kindly mute your phone or make that call at a different point, that would be great. So apologies. So again, I've been working on this resource audit. This is a list of the professional development offerings that the Iowa Afterschool Alliance can offer to you and your site. I will be happy to send this document out as an attachment. It will also live on the website as part of the meeting materials for today. And I understand it's a little bit hard to see, but a couple of things that I wanted to point out to you is we tried to divide by category. So if you can kind of see where I'm circling over here, you'll see that we have the category of STEM, and it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that, different offerings that we have in there. The platform, if it is truly an online only, it is listed that way. If it can be done in a group training, which can also be done online through a Zoom link with your staff, we have that listed as well. And then I've also indicated the time to deliver. So you'll see that this, for example, this first line item, if you squint, you can kind of look at it. It says Introduction to DOS. DOS stands for Dimensions of Success, and that's actually offered by the Pear Institute, which is connected with Harvard. That's a 16-hour online training plus boosters. So that is available, but if you were thinking of maybe something a little less intensive than a 16-hour offering, we do have a couple of other offerings on here that are 1 to 2 hours in length or possibly 2 to 3 hours in length as well. So again, this sheet will be sent out with the webinar today. The next one I want to talk about is U for Youth. If you've not used U for Youth, I would, again, strongly recommend this. You are required to develop a login to access U for Youth information and materials. but it is as simple as providing your email address and password. Because it's a federally funded site, you'll notice that the opening page immediately has this notice that says you are accessing a U.S. federal government computer system. So you simply need to click on this orange accept button. It will ask you to log in. You can browse without logging in, but you need to log in to get the full experience. And you'll see here are my credentials here, so that's my email address and my password, and you just simply log in to access and see what's available. On the U4U site, they have multiple course options that are available to you. If you go to this Learn tab, and then for this particular tab, we're looking at the courses website line link here, and you'll see that here is what pops up all the way down here. So everything from the overview, strategic partnerships, project-based learning, and so on and so forth. So when you click on a course, what's going to show up for you is the topic again. So here's the course, and here's the one on literacy. Here's one on creating a positive learning environment. And for this next screen, it'll take you much further, and it will let you know what the breakdown of each category is. So you can see here for literacy, the estimated time to complete is 2 hours. Upon completion, you'll receive a basic level certificate of completion. And that's kind of a nice offering that you can use through the Y4Y website as well. I have the summary sheet of everything that is available when you look at a Y4Y course selection. So your introduction is going to give you the estimated time of completion, what type of certificate you can earn, and a summary of that lesson. There may be some that are better suited to some staff versus other staff, so you can make some of those decisions. We have some implementation strategies. So how would you use it at your site? Again, the estimated time to deliver the full professional development offering. Again, the type of certificate. Oh, apologies. And a summary of the lesson. There's a section called Coaching My Staff. So how would you use this with your staff? Again, time and type of certificate. There's a tools section, and this is quite possibly my favorite part of the U4Youth website. Is I completely and totally appreciate the fact that they have developed a toolbox that you can use with each lesson. They are downloadable and or printable, and again, you can customize those too. So it gives you the option to be able to do that for your site, and it also tells you where you would find some of those resources. Each course section also has a Learn More library section, which has informative videos, lesson plan templates, and additional publications that might be of interest to you. So sometimes those are research articles, sometimes they're books, sometimes they're other types of tools or materials. There's a My Notebook option where you can record your notes, where you can also send things to yourself and print those. And then finally, a course glossary. So the nice thing about U4Youth is that they have course selections that you can take and immediately implement. But I also wanted to make you aware that the Iowa Afterschool Alliance is also able to provide that service for you. If you think about it in this sense, sometimes if you bring a guest speaker in for your kids, they maybe are a little bit better engaged. The same can be true with adults. So if you want to implement a course training with your staff, that's great. But if you would like to work with the Iowa Afterschool Alliance to be able to provide that for your staff as well, we can certainly have a conversation and see what that looks like. These trainings can be done in person, they can be done online. There may be some cost associated with those, so again, please reach out to us to discuss. And again, if you're looking for guidance on budget, Vic is there for you to answer those questions regarding professional development. The topics that the Iowa Afterschool Alliance would be able to provide with help from the U4Youth website are managing your 21st century site, human resources, project-based learning, literacy, college and career readiness, citizen science, family engagement, continuous education, which is their way that they align with the school day, summer learning, strategic partnerships, and financial literacy. Now, those were the three main websites that I wanted to go over with you today, but I also wanted to make you aware that the Iowa Afterschool Alliance also belongs to a 50-state network where additional resources are shared. And Brittany was kind enough to list 4 particular websites where you can find really high quality professional development materials for those out of school time trainings. The first is the afterschoolalliance.org website, and if you use the /webinars, this is our national partner. It provides those professional development opportunities and those resources, and again, they have a plethora of online webinars that you can access for some really, really good information. The next website there is the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, which is, I believe they pronounce it CASTLE. So if I'm incorrect in that, apologies. This, of course, is dedicated to youth social emotional support, which again may be vitally important. It's important at all times, of course, but especially during this, this kind of strange time that we're in. The following website is the National Afterschool Association. Again, they have a great archive of webinars that you can look at to see if there might be something of interest to you. And the last one is Next Wave STEM. They provide free professional development on how to facilitate STEM learning from home. So again, those are some opportunities that you might want to take advantage of. And again, this will be posted, so you should be able to access and be able to get those links. So that concludes our webinar today, except that, of course, I'll open it up for question and answer. This last page, just kind of a quick note here. We want you to know that we at the Alliance truly value each and every one of you and the sites that you are working with and the children and families that you affect every day. So I think you would never find a stronger champion for after school and the support that you guys do. But right now, the Alliance wants you to know that we feel that out of school times are more important than ever. We feel like there could be a potential gap in education due to COVID-19. It's really going to be critical to help youth maintain learning, especially for those vulnerable populations that we work with. And we want to be able to help you to help bridge that learning loss gap and complement the school day. So as we look to building kind of those interactive environments, having some new experiences, enriching education, again, thank you for all you do as providers. And again, let us know what we can do to further support you. The Alliance is here for you always. And the last slide, again, is our contact information. You're welcome to jot any of that down. And at this point, I would open for any questions or answers. If any of you have online PD resources that you would like to type into the chat box, that would be wonderful. And it does look like, oh, Cassie, you're very welcome. So we're getting some notes that things were helpful today. Julie, you're very welcome as well. So again, as you're thinking about questions you might have or resources that you might have, please remember again, our next webinar will be the outdoor classroom webinar, and I'll be sending out a calendar invitation for that by the end of the week. So you're free to leave the meeting at any time, but again, if you have a question and you would like to type it into the chat box, I'll be staying on for a few minutes to address those, and we'll get this posted as soon as possible. I'll also send out an email to let you know that the information is posted online and where you can find it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. The sun is shining. Maybe take advantage of a little vitamin D.